Howdy folks, Zethios here, and welcome back to Tyranny. Last we left off, we ended another edict at the Burning Library. So we have the scroll with us, and we gotta go back to Cacophony and report to Nerant. I definitely want to keep it. Because I have it on Zethios right now, and it's actually a really good item to have. And I want to like kind of go around and do other stuff, but apparently we can't do that. Apparently we have to go straight back to Cacophony. Game's not letting us do anything else over here. I mean, we could go back to Spires and stuff, but don't really have a reason for doing so. Alright. Encounter in the Stone Sea. As you pick your way along a cliffside path, you notice a rope ladder set into the stone and descending into the depths of a ravine. Peering over, you can make out a river slow wind below. The rope terminates on a small ledge jutting over a shimmering surface, a trio of youth dangling lines into the water. Let's descend the ladder. The trio fail to notice you until you're almost upon them. They wave pleasantly, inviting you to join them, going so far as to offering you a worm and pole. You notice that their basket is bereft of the smallest catch, and their ribs show plainly through their tan skin. Alright, so these are hungry kids. We can give sniggling lessons, or we can sniggle with them. Athletics check, or lore check. I don't know. I still don't know how these work. Is this just character related or party related? It doesn't say. I know we're definitely better at athletics than we are at lore because we don't do lore, and maybe we should uncheck that so we have the option available to us. Because lore doesn't specifically mean, it just means like knowledgeable, and I think Zethios is knowledgeable about things, but then there are things that he obviously doesn't understand or hasn't encountered before. So we can like pick and choose when lore is a necessary thing for us to use, but we can still put it up. Alright, so we're gonna do with athletics. Alright. You take a pole and join them, hooking a worm and lowering it into the water below. You work the bait into a snig hole and wait patiently for the eel to bite. You eventually feel it tug, but count quietly to yourself, letting the eel swallow the worm, and yank roughly to set the hook before dragging the slippery beast from the current. Trio of youngsters jump and clap with excitement at your accomplishment. So we can leave with the eel, we can give them the eel, or we can attempt to teach them. Sure. Let's attempt to teach them. You ask the youngsters to show you their technique. You quickly identify several shortcomings. You show them how to hook their bait so that they won't slip free, how to make ensure. I'm pretty sure that's how to make sure the bait fits into the snake hole, and how to wait until the eel has had time to swallow the hook before setting it. After your instruction, the youths make another attempt, and one quickly makes a catch. The three thank you for your help. So it's the whole, you know, you know, you can, catch someone a fish, feed them for a day, teach someone to fish, feed them for the rest of their lives, that type of thing. That's what that whole situation was. So we caught a fish, and then we taught them how to catch the fish. So now they shouldn't starve. Alright, we need to level up, and we gotta talk to Lantry. Let's level up first. What do we need to do? We need to improve accuracy and armor deflection. Why not? Sure. And then, what do we want to do next? Do we want to get a penetrating shot? Penetrates armor, and enemies in a line take damage and are bleeding. It replaces heart shot. Replace parry with dodge while defending against melee. That would be good. Hobble Escape. Adds rooting effect to thrust. Thrust increases movement speed and breaks current engagements. Gain a chance to catch projectiles and launch them back. That'd be cool. Attacks with thrown weapons. Increases damage with thrown weapons. Let's see. I think we're going to go with evasive. Replace parry with dodge. Yeah, let's open that up. That's fine. We got dodge. I'm gonna look at his bar real quick. Skills. So we have the leg sweep. Anything that's like dual. Alright, poison dart. Definitely need that on the bar. Thrust, slice. Yeah, that's all in there. Bitter stone, stampede, quicken. Put those on there for now. Just so that we have all those on the bar to quickly utilize. We don't have to like go to the other characters to do it. So, alright, see if anything new. No. Rapid tempo. Probably be on there. Song rate. So, increasing the speed. Like, why would we not do that? Okay. I think we're good there. Gotta go talk with Narat. Do we get interrupted on the way? And they saluted us. That's weird of the Scarlet Chorus. Very strange. Holy crap. There's new people over here. They've been busy. Holy crap. Wow. Oh. Well, that didn't turn out too well for her, did it? Santa? We tried helping her out. Didn't work. Okay, so that's basically saying that the censor got her comeuppance. Man, he just got like stakes everywhere. Good lord. Are we like regretting this? Working with this guy. Alright, so he regards us with an unreadable expression. Death surrounds us, but it would be useless to avoid inevitability. That is a lesson Graven Ash and his fast-clotting army will never understand as they scramble to avoid the grave. Welcome back, Fatebinder. What do you need to know? We're dizzy with answers. Well, we need to report to you twice warded parapet. Periapt? That's not parapet. Periapt. I'm reading things weird today. Alright. You return victorious, and our censor has come back into the fold with a wealth of intelligence, as much as her meager brain could hold under the circumstances. But do not grow complacent. We have much work to do before the tears are draped in scarlet robes. The flames behind his mask lick around the eye holes with anticipation. The censor returned to us without the silent archive. We suppose Tunon ought to know that you're not just in possession of forbidden lore. You've the teachings of the tears with you. Now you're the expert here. But that seems enough to warrant intent to distribute. We are tempted to ask what our silence is worth. The Archon hurls his scepter into the air, gingerly catching it on its return before tapping the scepter to his mask. But it'd be hard for us to keep a straight face. We can lie. You want to make an offer on it? No. Why is it important to you? Green light behind his eyes flare up in amusement. Are you trying to bait us into a legal trap, Fatebinder? Do you imagine that none of us are educated in Kairos' meddlesome laws, much less how to dredge up incrimination through simple curiosity? Of course, we only want the Silent Archive to keep it out of Ash's hands. That old Serapis has enough arcane strength on his side without adding a bottomless trove of knowledge to his arsenal. Make no mistake. He would do anything to gain an advantage on us, including break the laws of our dear overlord. The very implication that we would use such a resource to further our own ends is frankly shocking and insulting. Shame on you, Fatebinder. The flames licking the back of his neck rear up momentarily, forming a pair of horns. I don't get what the point would be into lying. So, what's next? The edict of fire is quenched and the ruins smolder no more, yet we detect the fire all the same, wicked Fatebinder. It burns in your heart, warming you with knowledge and great power. Do not deny it. You have changed before our many eyes. Um, I proclaim the edict. Well, we're not trying to figure out what's going on with us with the voices of Narat. He's just curious, so we're definitely not working out that stuff with him. So we'll be coy. We think not. You are too humble for your own good, potent one. The tears warp to fit the design you impose with your every footstep. But enough of this. We demand progress, and nothing will ever get done if you insist on plaguing us with frivolity. Tunon's arcane smiths set up shop in Lathan's Crossing. With simple ore dredged from the heart of Tyrantus, they can assemble wondrous crafts of iron. Our intellect swells, overfull with secrets, yet we are ignorant of the iron secret. Seek out the forge bound and their master, who now makes for Lathan's Crossing. Have her sent to Cacophony. I will guarantee her protection and safeguard her knowledge. An artist such as herself needs to be shielded from the perils of war. According to the whispers of our spies, a gray beard by the name of Eldian may be able to tell you more. We are nothing if not receptive to the wisdom of ages. Yeah, we've talked to him before. We had an interesting conversation with him. Had we the resources, we would split you in pieces and send you to represent our interests wherever you go, as you can only follow one path at a time. For now, we leave the choice to you. Bladegrave or Lathan's Crossing, whichever you choose, return to Coffee when the mission is complete. We know where the censor is, but we'll ask anyway. He's been dispatched away to handle other matters. We don't allow our recruits to luxuriate in success or grow too stagnant. That attracts flies. She's right there. What can you tell me with Bladegrave? Yeah. Yep. Who rules it now? We talked about this stuff with Seven Toes. It's like the same stuff. Yeah, we've heard about that stuff before. And about where we'll go next. We're gonna go to the Bladegrave next, because it's a place we haven't been before versus a place we have. So we got Trapper's Junction now unlocked. Travel to Trapper's Junction, where our trusted agent Jagged Remedy and his gang have a foothold in the Bladegrave. Speak with him and bring us the Scion of Ash. And take care, dear Fatebinder, that the winds don't unravel the skin from your body. What a sad, strange little man. Alright, so we do have an addendum. Receive the missive. It may contain intelligence or dangerous misinformation. Find our way to the Ocean Spire. So now we got a third spire that we can accumulate. Holy crap, we got a lot of crap. Okay. So first from Rogalis. Fatebinder Zethios, forgive me the curtness of this rushed missive. The matter is too urgent for the luxury of formalities. I know that you braved the flame ruins of the Willem Citadel. The archive, did you find it? Is it safe? So we could lie to him. I'm trying to remember. Um, this is Rogalis. Subject spires. So Rogalis, we... Huh. Alright, so... Alright, so... We've been kind of coy with him before. Ask him for further information. I think I do like that. So he's wanting to know about the fate of the archive. And I'm not going to just straight up tell him the fate of it. I think that we need to have a back and forth. Tell me what you know of it. Because we don't yet understand it completely ourselves. So, let's do that. Alright, Fatebinder Kaleo. We talked to him before? I don't think so. I think it's the first time talking to him in terms of missives. Alright, allow me to first to congratulate you on resolving the situation at the Burning Library. You should see Fatebinder Regalis fighting against himself. Half of him reels at the sheer loss of tomes, historical and magical. Yet he cannot contain his glee at hearing that the sages have been finally and entirely broken. I do not share his loathing of the old school. They built their own pyre on their hubris. True, my opposition to them remains purely professional. To have the old Vellum Citadel truly destroyed. Old Vellum Citadel truly destroyed, my eyes burn at the secrets that met the flame. Comfort comes when I remember that an ambitious Fatebinder would have preserved a few choice pieces of lore, perhaps as much as they could carry out. I hope you soon make an effort to join us at the court in the Bastard City. I often feel that it has been too long since we last whispered of the darker corners of Tyrannus. You've experienced so many of them as of late. Perhaps I can provide illumination, Kaleo. So you have nothing to say about this one. It's just we read it. Alright. Alright, Fatebinder Meothis. Alright, do you remember training under Blade and Mark? I remember mine. Funny to think that you and I are a century apart, but to Blade and Mark we are all children. I am now the oldest of the court's children, and I have seen much in my time. It's probably for the best everyone assumes I'm old, harmless, and worth shuffling away in the archives. If I were scrutinized too closely, I'm sure Tunon would find I've grown lax in my spoiled old age. Part of why I am where I am is that I've kept my head down. You appear to be doing the opposite. In some regards, this is beyond your control. You were chosen for the honor of proclaiming Kairos' edicts twice. To decline would have meant death, but to accept means to be placed on the stage for all to see. Kairos' most powerful weapon is not the edict, it's her ability to hand us rope that we willingly use to hang ourselves. Never forget this. There are numerous questions nestled in your request. What is it you wish to know most? Focus your inquiry and I will answer as best I can. Alright. Okay, yeah. So yeah, we were asking help. I want to ask about the... We can inquire about the edicts or the spires. I think... learn what you know of edicts and the spires. Critical learns just happened to me. So what's the more pressing thing? I think more about the edicts. We will ask. Alright. Miothis, thank you for hearing me out. I have more questions than I have ink. Let's start with the discussion of Kairos' edicts. I've lived under, proclaimed, and resolved the edicts. It makes me far more knowledgeable than the lay person on the subject, and yet I still know so little. Alright, then voice of Narat, who we just talked to, but sent us a message. I feel like he's trolling us at this. Alright, our favorite fate binder. We hope this finds you victoriously blood-soaked, thoroughly trembling, and spent in a glorious conquest against our many enemies, shared and otherwise. Do you enjoy the company of our little verse? Her dance never fails to inspire in us the most pleasant quivers. We have a gift for her, delivered through you due to the girl's questionable faculty with letters. We've learned from one of our birds that a mercenary in Haven has been absolutely gloating about slaying her sisters. His boast even secured him work defending some crossing merchant. Show her the sigils on the reverse, she'll know what they mean. Voice of Narat. The opposite page contains several rough, ink-scratched symbols that look like nothing more than a child's pictographs of their favorite animals. So we could respond rudely. With all due respect, show off. No. We can inquire further. No doubt you intend your message to elicit violence and chaos. That's standard for you. However, so I'm left to wonder, what else do you hope to accomplish? That's not going to answer our question. Or we can say, seeing your missive was an unexpected pleasure. As Suski do at the first is informed. Alice is the one in blood. Yeah, I'll respond rudely. Screw freaking Narat. He's just an insane, chaotic person who, like, no matter if you're on his good side or bad side, you still have a chance of ending up being on a stake. So we'll do that. Alright, looks like we finished all we can finish. Alright, so missive, speak of the verse, so that opens that up. Anything else needed? No. Alright, well, that took up a lot. So I talk to Lantry. Guess we can talk to him now. Sure thing. Alright, Lantry, what do you want to talk about?
That's twice now. By Kairos' icy nethers, twice! Edicts have been broken before, but never in all my many years have I heard of one person doing it twice.
Alright, so we can say stop being so awestruck and write this down. Maybe later I'll slay an Archon, still planning my day. Anybody can do it, just think about the wording of the edict and you'll find Kairos' left options. We'll make a little joke.
I think that's a jest. But others will see your actions and assume you're capable of just about anything, especially slaying an Archon.
Alright, so looks like that's it. Nothing else to discuss. Alright, cool. Alright, where to next? Where can we go, game? Alright, Secluded Forge. So we have Burning Library entrance. We have Effigy. It's currently inaccessible for some reason. Trappers Junction. So how are we able to go here, but not anywhere else? Go to Trappers Junction. I don't understand that. I'm trying to get my head around why we can't go to certain places right now. And the answer to that question is eluding me. Hello. Well, you had yourself a nice little sit down. Got red moss, and that's fun stuff. Bronze Armiger. Arctic the Lock. Who are you? Unbroken. Have we met Unbroken? Spot a soldier lying in a slump through the mud and blood caked in his tattered garb. You can make out the colors and insignia of the Unbroken. That's right. The proud and accomplished army. Never facing defeat while on their home soil. Alright, he fights through pain in each of his ragged breasts, As you approach, he shifts his head slightly towards you, but does not appear to have the strength to look up. So this is it then. Just kill me quickly. I'm in no state to continue on like this. A forced smile sends a trickle of blood out the side of his mouth. I can dress his runes. I think that's what we'll do. Very optimistic of you, but the wounds here are too severe. I could attempt a healing spell, but it would merely prolong his pain and give him little more than false hope. Cost spilling more blood on the earth. Don't you come any closer. I've seen what the gang bosses do to people. This sick bastard jagged remedy trails off wincing agony. Alright, what happened here? He raises his head and takes a look at takes a look at you while wincing. Scarlet Chorus, they've been driving us across the wasteland, pressing their attack at every turn. Looks like they finally got us cornered in this pass. I was part of the first line of defense when my comrades got wiped out. The chorus went on through. Thought myself lucky they didn't check for survivors. After a few hours, I started to change my mind. His wry smile quickly turns to a wince of pain. I have pressing questions. Goth of blood and looks at you with bemusement. I don't have much time to regale you with the tales of stalwart history, I'm afraid. I'd rather spend these last moments remembering the true color of the sky. Focuses up at the dirty wall of storm clouds overhead. So we can hasten his journey, or we can just leave you be. Let's leave him be. Man bursts into a coughing fit, and an ugly torrent of blood spurts from his mouth. His gasping for air turns to gurgling. He finally slumps over and stops moving entirely. Alright, so we got a lot of good stuff to look at. And they love putting people up on spikes. Alright, we got some horde over here. These rock spires seem to have risen so suddenly and violently that weapons and armor alike were pierced straight through. Alright, no one has names. If you want to talk to our gang leader, he's just south of here. Right, we got some bronze bracers. They're superior quality. Okay. Wonder why I had the weird line around it. For, you know. Alright, so Jagged Remedy is to the south.
Found something.
Oh. That's good. Blow that up. Go southeast of here. Alright, we're just having a look around. See if we can find anything. Looks like there might be something over here. Alright. Who are these? These aren't... Yeah, these are... Wow, unbroken. They're really close to one another. Alright, guarding the entrance to a makeshift encampment, an unbroken warrior stands sentry with thick lines of exhaustion under her eyes. Streaks of sand and rust cover her worn armor and weathered skin. Who treads on unbroken lands? The guard's voice trembles with fatigue. Everyone who comes to Trapper's Junction these days is involved in the war somehow. State your intentions. I'm not killing you just to be... I'm not above killing you just to be safe. The soldier glares at you with intensity and purpose. I'm looking for the Scarlet Chorus in this area. Soldier hands cautiously moves towards our plate. Are you now? I spotted their mad gang boss southeast of our position. She pats her sword hilt and glares with ferocity. If you're in league with the howling mob and their depraved master, then I have nothing to say to the likes of you. She spits on the ground by your feet. Alright, we'll back away slowly. Guess we won't be beaten to that camp just yet. Alright, so that's where we came from. That's the way up. And the way is riddled with people on spikes.
Interesting.
Dag nabbit. There's usually a setting like that pauses when you find something. Alright, these packs and supplies are far too well kept and organized to originate from any Scarlet Chorus gang. They stole it. Alright, pick that up. Get over here. More dead bodies. More whetstones and a swig of insight. And again, hold it right there. No entry by this gate. Head north if you wish to state your business here. Otherwise, turn back now. It's so weird. Alright, let's go to Pyre first. I'm assuming she's like the shopkeep. You see a woman turned away from you, her head leaning into various barrels, tossing out bits of rotten food and the occasional pest. You can see that her back is adorned with scars from burns that stretch the length of her entire left side. She notices you approach and turns her head, revealing the left side of his face to be equally as scarred. What's going on here? Scarlet Forest's favorite, Fate Binder. The words fall out of her misshapen mouth with bits of drool that involuntarily ooze and run down her chin. You're most welcome here. I've got a special price for you. Her enthusiasm causes a hail of saliva to land squarely on your chest. Whoa. Let's see what you got. Get some exquisite bloodhound stuff. Healing potions, some mead, and that's basically it. So cool. We'll ask what happened, see if it's like anything quest related. I don't know. It probably won't be. Oh, these? She points at her face inside. I had a bad night with a bloodhound. They tend to explode when overexcited. I'm sure you've noticed. She wipes her face as she continues to stare at you blankly. What? She suddenly bursts into laughter, causing a fit of drool to spew in every direction. I had you for a moment. Her laughter subsides and she collects herself by giving a small shrug. No. Parents were not too keen about having a fifth child. Tried tossing me on a funeral pyre. My uncle when I was young. Got a bit overcooked, but I managed to crawl away. Started a new life with the chorus. Holy crap. We'll leave it at that. Alright, Jagged Remedy. Let's see what you're all about. The heavily armored Crimson Spear is presently occupied using a sharpened piece of bronze and a self-inflicted wound on his forearm. He glances up at you and grimaces. From pain or from recognition, it's difficult to tell. A Fate Binder of Tunon is recognized in my camp. Hail! They call me Jagged Remedy. And how couldn't I recognize an old friend from the Apex campaign? He claps you on the shoulder. You ruled in my favor after that poisoning incident, and I'll never forget a face. Keep your guard up around this one, Fate Binder. He calls himself a medic, but he's just as willing to try his therapies on the healthy as the injured. That usually involves the removal of something vital. You're a fair way from Tunon's court. Did you get lost, or are you here for a reason? Speak up. My gang is occupied enough without entertaining guests. We can just headbutt him and say you first. We can say I'm looking for braver prey than you and your gang here. Voice wants to invite some influential people to chorus. That's smart mouth. I wonder if you're still alive. Yeah, I think we're looking for braver prey than you and your gang here. His mouth splits into a wide grin, his teeth too straight and white. You sing the song of the Scarlet Chorus as well as any gang boss, Fate Binder. We are in perfect harmony. Perhaps I shouldn't judge so harshly the Fate Binder, who quenched the flames of the burning library unless you plan on setting me afire with Kairos' magic. His tone is humorless. We've cornered a group of soldiers in the past. I understand that one of them is the unbroken leader. Zethios, the voice of Sunran, has been adamant about inviting people of influence into our ranks. He wishes to learn as much as he can before he breaks them. Jagged Remedy seems delighted by the very concept. In keeping with the voice's directive, I wanted to conscript him and his unit and add their strength to my gang. The whole thing has proven troublesome, but we're about to introduce these once proud locals to their breaking point. Have you managed so far? Same way you hunt any large ungainly beast, wounding it until it lays exhausted and bleeding in the mud. Nighttime raids, daytime ambushes, and cutting off their food supply have softened the meat of the butcher's block. Once these southerners learn to give up their pride, they will be ours. They have a hard time. His eyes filled with light. Soldiers put a big show of resisting us, but that only makes their conquest all the sweeter. Pressing drunken sailors into service lacks the satisfaction of a job well done. Alright, so I guess we're here to help. These rebels won't give up without a fight, but they're useless to me as corpses. Less stalwart meat keeps better than pork. Nothing in his tone implies that he's joking. I want you to convince him to join my crew. Use that charm and skill you won that won you the Sunset Spire. How could these backwood ingrates do aught but respect the person who owns the highest building in Lathan's Crossing? He smirks to himself. The Unbroken should be pushovers by now. We've bled them nearly dry, and they will prove malleable. With talking, negotiation, he shivers a little. It's not my strong suit. Speak with them. Convince them to put down their rusted poles and join our ranks. Or are they doing before you cornered them? They spent the last year trying to reach Sentinel Stand Keep, the heart of Old Starwood, Bastion of Strength, of course. Eating the storms cut off the old fort from the rest. Unit here's and Trapper Junction is looking to have big players in the hierarchy. Thing even exists. We've intercepted some birds at dispatch, and they seem to be directing other officers in the region. If we snag the leader, that could open the path for more recruits. What do you guys want? Beyond taking pleasure in watching this favorite scramble for purchase in so sad little war of theirs, points over a group of captives. Conscription. The desperate and defeated make for the finest warriors, capable of the ultimate sacrifice. What else do they have to lose? So we can betray alliance again and just fight everybody. The Ash forbade them. You see Graven Ash here, swinging his hammer with wild abandon. Jagged Rooney makes a show of glancing about the area. Neither do I. We're in the middle of a civil war. Until the dust settles, Graven Ash doesn't own this region any more than I own Tunon's gavel. Alright, what's so special about the Unbroken? They're more stubborn, hardier folk than you'll find anywhere else in the tiers, outside of the Beastmen, of course. And it helps they put up a decent fight against the disfavored. I'd invite that strength in my gang any day. It's true, Unbroken are toughest of humans called Tiersmen, are only humans who can fight and survive ironclads. She scratches the taunt plane of her belly and yawns. New conscripts are disposable. They're not likely to survive their first battle, so there's little point in arming them with anything better than the sharpened stick. Soldiers, though. They come with their gear and training in tow. They're the real prize. Alright, I'll say I'll think about it. He cranes his neck to observe the rust storms swirling overhead. The weather turns against us. We won't wait forever, so either help us or stand aside. I have no patience for delay. Okay, so we got an addendum to this. Is conscripting when they were forbidden to be there. Alright, so we'll end things off here. So, next time we'll probably head over to the camp and be able to talk to the leader and see what we decide to do with them in that front. So, till next time, this has been Zethios signing out for now. Bye, folks.